right? I'm excited for the future because I feel like if Lincoln can get the best out of him, who knows what he could get out of, a 5-star guy. So that being said, man, I'm happy. I'm happy we got a win. I think if everybody looked at the game, we got a lot of Sunday players, and finally on offense, like I finally feel like the offense is clicking. Like we got those guys who are getting too many targets and not doing nothing with the ball out of the program. We got a real Big Ten running back. Our offensive line is finally gelling, so I feel like we're ready to take that next step. And I just want to say this too, like I feel like fans, we gotta have real expectations when it comes to what we expect, wins and losses. Like guys, we're not gonna win a national championship next year. So like if we could just, be realistic in our expectations, like if we can win every game that we're supposed to win, like if we don't lose to any Minnesotas this year or any Marylands, and we can win a close game against a Penn State, like those kind of games, we can be in the playoffs next year, So I think if we can get in the playoffs next year and, just have 1 or 2 losses, and get in the playoffs, I'll take that as a win.
See, I really agree with most of what you said until you said that we can't win a national championship next year. And here's what I'm going to say that. One, I'll put our coaching staff up against anybody in the country. Coaching is a big part. So excellent. But now we go to the Jimmy's and Joe's. And really where we're hurting is all those games we lost to. Look at the teams that are in the playoffs. Penn State. We had Penn State on the ropes. And we really had them on the ropes. And, we lost late. Why? Interior defensive depth. I honestly believe that. With Michigan, we had them on the ropes, on the road Ann Arbor. Yes, they weren't a great team, but they're a solid team. They beat Ohio State. We had them in their house at the big house, and we were in that game to the very end. And our defense had been playing lights out, got tired at the end, missed some tackles they probably make normally in a game. We lost that game. And when we talk about Maryland and Minnesota, you don't lose those games if we have some depth on the defense. So my point is we have made the changes. If there's one big, gigantic question mark on this team right now, it's quarterback. And we don't know. We don't know if Jayden's going to make that next step. Jayden, like I said, that switch could flip. And who knows? Longstreet just is precocious and picks up the offense really quick and is lights out. And maybe Jayden falters, and all of a sudden he's the guy. I don't want to in December. I just don't think, Craig, I'm with you. I hear you. I think we shouldn't be unrealistic, but like maybe this year, thinking we're in a national championship this year. I said 9-3, but next year I wouldn't put any limits on this team. I wouldn't, because look at what's been going on in college football. Look at last year's. Look at last year. Look at this year. I don't see a lot of 2019 LSU's anymore. 2016 Alabama's, 2004 USC's, 2001 Miami's. 95 Huskers. I don't see the massively dominant teams like, oh yeah, they're gonna win. Roll the ball out there. Forget it. Just let's see if we can keep it within 20. There aren't any of those teams out there. So I think we'll know a lot more. This, probably once we get to August, in fall camp, we'll know what the rosters look like. But let's at the same time, let's not be overly optimistic. Let's not be pessimistic either. Let's get out of it. This is not USC football. 5 to 6 losses. I'll tell you what. Clip this because I'm probably going to come at me next year. But I feel so confident I'm going to say it. We are not losing 4, 5, 6 games next year. Not with that schedule. And not with the pieces we have on defense with D'Anton Lynn as our coordinator. I think a lot's been lost on that. Dude, I wonder. Did anyone get the total? Did we get over 30? Did we end up scoring over 30 per game? Because what we get 35. How many points did we score? What did we get?
Overall,
35, 31. I want to see if we got, because that was imagined. I want to see if we get over 30.
29.
It's 29 with my album for sure.
29.
It was 29 and change before that game, but I wonder how much a 13th game could have. Anyway, I just think with our scoring ability, we know one thing: Maiava's going to have the entire spring and fall to the PRPs. I mean, he's gonna get on page with a lot of those receivers. He didn't do a lot of those, I mean, he got some of, but he's gonna get a lot of time to work with those receivers. Some of those plays, the Notre Dame especially, they just weren't on the same page. This game, it seemed like mechanics, and he was just not, I don't know what it was. He just was overthrowing guys on a couple of throws, just sailing on them. But in the Notre Dame game, really the major issue in that game it seemed like he just wasn't on the same page as some of the receivers. That's going to come with time, and even things like player run practices, in the winter and going into spring ball and then fall camp. He's going to get all that stuff underneath him. And I would not, yes, it's not ideal to have a freshman quarterback. They did run the most sophisticated offense at Corona Centennial, but let's not limit this team. Let's not limit any players. Let's not limit Jayden. Let's not limit, Husan Longstreet. Let's go into this thing saying, okay, we got a lot of the pieces we need. And although no one wants to hear we're one play away here, one play away there, 3 plays from this and that, we were a couple players away, and it looks like we have that depth in those players now. I mean, anyone wants to call, there's the number. Right? Oh, actually, we can't. We got to get Preston out here. It's the middle of the night for him. But you call me next time. I'll argue with you all day long that we have the pieces. God, look at the defensive guys. 1 year, what's difference has been in the defensive line? Think about next year. This probably, I don't know. I'm probably way off. But your 2 deep is going to be like Anthony Lucas and Braylon Shelby, Keyshawn Silver, and like, I don't know, Rotmana or Kobe or Carlin or Jamal. And then you have Jakeem Stewart and Floyd McCard and G.A. Abasiri probably fight, and Devin Tompkins fighting. You got Cameron Fountain and Gus Cordova. Dude, the 2 deep, I think, is going to be so insane on this team, the defensive line. We're not, and it's not 2, it's 3-4 deep at some positions. I think we're going to have some question marks, but I like Isaiah Rubin and Marcellus Williams, DJ Harvey coming in, and Braylon Collins. I can't wait. And it's super young guys like Tressie Castro. I don't know what to say to you guys. We have so much deep depth at safety that the nickel and the safety position are going to be sight. I mean, the fact that Kamari's coming back, Eric's coming back, EG's coming back. We don't know how amazing that is. I think Desmond Stephen was a steal last year of the entire recruiting period. Elijah Newby coming up, the young guys like Tagoai and Jaden Walker. The defense, you guys, with Lynn, someone said it earlier in the show. I can't remember who it was, Preston, but all those pieces, and you get to give all those toys to D'Anton Lynn and what he's been able to do at UCLA, at USC with some outstanding players, but no depth is truly remarkable. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. Is USC a playoff team? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop us a comment in the comment section. Fight on.